Welcome back to Minecraft Let's Play. So, we have a lot of things to get through today. Before we continue on with some of the stuff that we have talked about, we need to work on making a slime farm. Which means here at the beginning of today's episode, we are going to be working on finding a slime chunk. Now, if I enlarge our mini map off to the side, you'll see that it's crisscrossed into a grid, which is all of our chunk borders, but then you can also see how in the center of some of them, it's all labeled in green. The green chunks are slime chunks, which gives us a little bit of edge as we've already found some. Now, that is also not 100% accurate. So, we will have to actually look for a slime chunk. Now, second thing about slime chunks is that slime chunks can only be found low in your world. Below Y, or only activate and are usable low in your world. Y40 down to Y4 was the old 1.17 coordinates. You had to be below Y40 and above Y4. Once you got into bedrock, it didn't really work. And I forgot torches. So, I should say, not that I forgot them, I didn't bring enough. So we're going to have to run back and get torches. We will be right back. And we are back. So, we head back down here to Y40. This is going to be Y40 right here. So we want to go 1, 2, 3 blocks below that. So that you're standing about on Y39. And if you don't have if you aren't using a map or something like this, I'm going to show you how to do it even though we have a map that will show us the slime chunks. So, what I do is, and this is the way I've seen it done by other players as well, make 3x3 hallways. Go ahead and light them up. I do not believe that for slime it matters if it is lit up. They are not a light bounded mob. And these do need to be 3x3 hallways. And you want it to be right around the edge. You can see, usually I would actually do it 2 or 3 blocks that way, but not quite on the edge, but still almost there. Now, if you want to do it on the edge, we're going to go ahead and go this way and do it on the edge. We're just about on the edge. If I go F3 and H, or F3 and Q, F3 and G will show chunk borders. So if we go this way, you'll see this line right here at the edge of this block. That is a chunk border. So If we go back this way, you can see how the border's right there. Now, if you want to, you can make a 6x3 band here. 3 on each side of that. Well, 4 really. Because along this center here, you're going to put fences. And then 3 on either side of that. As you can see, there's also another chunk border going this way. No, it's just going that way. I was right. Okay, so yeah. Go ahead and do it. I do it the length of the chunk, so, or at least halfway. So a good, which one am I using? Silk Touch, okay. Didn't even realize I was getting stone, not cobblestone. Yes, we did make a new pickaxe and enchant it. We do now have a Silk Touch pickaxe, which has come in handy in all of the mining I have been doing recently. I will show you the products of that in other ways here in a moment, once we get this on done. So as you can see, right about here, I just saw it, right here. Purple chunk right here, the purple line right here is another chunk border. So go ahead and put that all there. Put it there. One, two, three, that way. Go on this way. And finish clearing this one out. Almost there. And grab those ones too, but we're going to go ahead and go back to the chunk border here and do another thing of fences. Usually I would not worry about refilling all of these holes, but because of what we are doing right here, I will. Fence gates in there. Back and collect all of the stone we dropped. Replace the fences we took out. I cannot remember if they need a 3x3x3 or a 3x3x2 block of space, so we're going to make it 3 just in case. I know they can fit in a 3x3x2 space, but if they can actually spawn is another story. It's just like spiders can fit into a 3x3x1 space, but they need a 3x3x1.5 to spawn. So I know that they can move in a 2-block tall space, but I believe they need a 3-block tall space to spawn. Or at least the biggest ones do. And there we go. Now, you would usually make several of these hallways, and I'd usually make it consistently longer to cover 3 or 4 blocks, but I'm pretty sure this is a slime chunk right here. So we are going to go ahead and hold up here and see if we can come work on something else and come back in just a minute and check and see. Go ahead and turn those chunk borders off. They can get rather annoying if they stay on for too awful long. But when trying to do work on a specific chunk, they are rather helpful. I need to double check. Did I accidentally turn my Yep, tool tips are back being on as well. It's this back one that we need to go down. Let's get out. We can go all the way up to the top, but then we have to climb back down. And this works just as well. are you doing here? Anything helpful? Nothing I have not already almost gotten. I mean, we don't have rooted dirt yet, but it won't be too long. In the meantime, I still don't have any slime. And so those leads that you have will be awfully nice. You're fine. And there we go, 2 leads. But we are going to go ahead and head back on over here. Remember where it is over here. It's up there. In the intermittent break, we did build something, which its entrance is right here. So you have to stay on one side versus the other, but it does save space, and it is rather tight down here. But we did go ahead and make a... So there is a cave system that runs throughout this hill, that the entrance you saw briefly at the top. And in that entrance, I found a zombie spawner. So I will leave the directions on this in the description, but I went ahead and built it because it can be kind of complicated, and it did take quite a bit to get everything in place correctly. But if you stand here, basically about 10 blocks below us on level -23 is a zombie spawner. Standing here, I am in the 16 block required range for that spawner to activate. So, as you can see by the zombies that are showing up and then fading on our map, there is a channel, a water stream that runs upwards that over there. It comes across in the top, and then it drops them right in front of us at about 4 hearts. We hit it once, and it's usually enough to bring it down to 0. So it's a good experience game, early game like we are. From there, the drops will drop into here, go across this hopper line that I have here into the dropper that I have below that soul sand block. The soul sand block allows the drops will pass through the soul sand block and into this water stream right here, which the soul sand block makes go up. And then I have a bit of a water stream around here into all of these chests around us, which allows us to get a whole bunch of drops. That way I'm not having to try and find places for this rotten flesh above us. And because we are in hard difficulty, it will also keep all of this armor down here as well. The reason for that being, if we head on back up here, and one of the entrances is right here. The entrance over there actually leads down to the same cave system, and there's another entrance over there by our spider farm that also leads to the same cave system. So it is a pretty massive cave system. We'll probably not be showing it off too much today. It did lead into a mine shaft where we did find a cave spider spawner, which we went ahead and shut down. But from that, we were going to go downstairs because I did spend some time after that getting my levels up. And as you can see, we've got pretty much a chest full of armor here in what was supposed to be both of our armor and our tools. We've got a chest full of tools here. I've got more armor in the chest up here along with tools. More of our enchanted stuff is actually in there. And then we've still got half a chest downstairs. So and that wasn't more than about an hour, hour and a half in real world time at the farm. So it was getting pretty quick. Speaking of experienced farms, we went ahead and fixed this one. So I found out that the reason it wasn't working is A, I wasn't turning my render distance down, and B, it wasn't far enough up. So this one is built the same. It's just 128 blocks up instead of only being about 45. And it works pretty well too. Now that one does not have any extra storage. So beyond the 4 double chest that you saw down here, it is the same way up there. So that one I will have to empty out storage in very often. We are going to have to be making a bigger storage building here very shortly. I went and collected both sand and terracotta from the Badlands and from the desert. And we filled in a lot of, so we've got a sand chest here, sandstone here, we've got white terracotta here, we've got plain terracotta here and here, along with being more over here. Yellow terracotta, or multicolored terracotta over here. We've got some yellow, we've got some red, some brown, some light blue. We've got some more light gray terracotta here. This is white terracotta. And from there, we are going to need a, now that I have Silk Touch, we are going to need a stone chest and some others. So, because as well as that, our ore chests are also getting filled up. I've extended it on into here and moved our banners into the wood chest. We have some more chests over here since we've started, and these are currently mainly empty. We've got paper in here, got some more drops that we haven't moved down yet in there. I did go ahead and make this our disc chest. These 3 are empty, I do believe. So we do have a little bit more room, but not near as much room as I would like if we are going to stay organized. So let's go ahead and drop some of this extra stuff that we ended up not needing. On off. Drops in there. Leads go in here as miscellaneous. Iron. Which there is occasions where that zombie spawner will also drop both iron ingots as well as stone shovels, I believe, along with armor, and potatoes and carrots. I've seen it drop as well. So let's go ahead and wait a few minutes here while we sleep. And if we head on down here towards, I want to do this out. Go ahead and add these to the stacks I've got going on down here. There we go. So this is my fortune pickaxe, which we've had for a little while. Now that we've collected all of these up and went ahead and brought them up to the surface, you can go ahead and collect them up, and you can see how much we get with a Fortune 3 pickaxe versus, well, let's see, these iron blocks would only drop 1, and I have, I believe, 2.5 stacks of iron here beyond the 6 we just brought up, so that's going to be a definite 2.5 stacks. Almost a full stack of the deep slate diamonds, about 1/4 of a stack of gold, and we just did the lapis lazuli, which there was none already here, so. And then you see how we only have 1, 2, I think 6 to 8 blocks of coal, but we get almost half a stack of coal from that, so it can be well worth it to do Fortune 3. And there you go, so you can see how almost, well, I guess that must have been a full stack of diamonds, because we've got almost 2 full stacks of diamonds, a stack and a half of lapis lazuli, a stack and 3/4 of raw copper, almost a full stack of raw gold, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half stacks of iron. So we made pretty good in all that. And go ahead, and while we're over here, drop this on over here. The coal on up here. Go ahead and drop the iron in here. At least most of it. Gold on in there. Copper on in here. And that'll be good. On back up here. No slime there. And no slime there. So we'll have to come back and work on that a bit later. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this episode of Minecraft Let's Play, and I will see you in the next one.